Hi there, Perfecto here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a great day. So today I'd like to give you my long-term impression and review of the XVive YouTube guitar wireless system. Now I have been using these tiny little things since around November of 2017. And I bought this off of Amazon right before I went on tour with Arnel Pineda. And if you'd like to know what went down in that tour, click on the card above to watch my Arnel Pineda tour vlog. Also, as mentioned, I bought this off of Amazon.com, so this is not an XVive sponsored video. Now, I initially bought this wireless system as a cable solution for my practice sessions. For that tour, I also acquired a tiny little Black Star mini amp so that I could keep up with my practice sessions in the hotel rooms during downtime. And I didn't want a long cable pulling and knocking that tiny little amp around while I'm practicing. So this looked like a pretty good cable-free solution for that purpose. And since then, it has become one of my most used tools right here in my home studio, and it's also found itself creeping into my live rigs. Interspersed with this video are clips where I use the XVive U2 wireless in my YouTube videos as well as during my live gigs. Now, a lot of the demos of the XVive U2 wireless have already covered, the sound quality, the range, and the build quality of this unit. So I will focus on sharing my experiences with you using the XVive U2, both positive and negatives. So we'll start with the positives. The X2 is really light and the jack is articulating. There are only very few guitars where this jack won't work. So let's use, for example, this Sully Elita that I have here with me. The input jack is a Strat type on the side, and all you need to do is straighten out the jack and it will go in, and then you can fold the main body of the unit against the guitar like this. Now the unit itself is very light and it doesn't really add any more weight to your guitar. Now the on-off switch mutes your guitar, so if you want to tune up quietly or if you want to change guitars, all you need to do is switch it off and then you can pull it out and it's not going to send a popping sound to your rig. Also, having a unit this small is really handy when you're changing guitars, especially in a live situation, because all you need to do is turn it off, unplug it, change guitars, plug it back in, turn it back on, and then you're good to go. As opposed to those belt pack transmitters where you'll probably need more than one transmitter if you're using multiple guitars, or you'd have to attach the transmitter to your body so that you can just unplug the cable and change guitars. Now the downside to that is if you're a player who likes to throw his guitar around, having a cable tethered to your body and onto the guitar limits your range, whereas if you have the wireless unit attached to the guitar, you can do whatever you want with it and the transmitter stays in place. And with the XVive U2 being digital, that means you can travel anywhere around the world without any frequency restrictions. I have used this here in the US, across Canada, and I've traveled with it and used it in the Philippines with no problems at all. As for sound quality, I don't really hear a noticeable difference between this and an actual guitar cable. So don't worry about your tone being lost somewhere. Now, as for durability, it is very light plastic and it doesn't feel substantial at all. I wouldn't want for something to fall on it and crush it. However, I have been using the XVive U2 a lot, so I still haven't broken this articulating part right here. And usually I just toss this in the gig bag and I toss the guitar into my car, and it still hasn't, there aren't any breaks or cracks that I can see, even having owned this for more than a year. Also, there was one time where I was running to the car and it was raining and I managed to drop the receiver onto the wet ground, and it got rained on for a few minutes. And after looking for it and finding it wet as it was, I was pretty sure that it was shorted somewhat. But To my surprise, I took it back in, wiped it down, crossed my fingers and turned the unit on, and it still works. So yeah, maybe I just got lucky. Now for battery life, I haven't had any problems with battery life being diminished all this time I've been using this unit. Though I do make sure that the battery charge is topped off always. And during gigs, just for peace of mind, I have a little charger plugged right near me, so that in between set breaks, this is plugged in and charging. Now another plus for the XVive U2 wireless system is that it works with any active signal. So that means if you have an active pickup, like a battery powered preamp from an acoustic guitar, it'll work. I've actually also used this to go from the end of my pedal board into the front of the amp. Typical wireless don't do that. So it is actually possible to put together an entirely wireless rig where you have a pair of U2s going from your guitar to your pedal board and another pair going from your pedal board into your amp. Now let's talk about the negatives. With the unit attached to the guitar, as you're playing live, the unit does move around somewhat, and you really don't have any control over that. Now there's actually one time where the transmitter got turned around, and as I was swinging the guitar around, my pant leg caught the switch and turned it off accidentally. So there is that. I wish there was a way to keep the unit secured in place. I haven't figured out a solution yet for that, so if you have any bright ideas, put it in the comments box below. Now the other downside is that being a digital unit, it is susceptible to interference when it is around strong Wi-Fi routers. Now for example, my band Rock Stallion uses a Behringer XR18 mixer with an external 2.4 gigahertz router for our live use. So I gotta make sure that these units are as far away from that router as possible. Otherwise, I'll get dropouts. There's one time where we used the XVive U2 transmitter plugged into an acoustic guitar and the other end plugged into our digital mixer with the router right beside it. And there was, within the first few minutes of the song, we were encountering dropouts and such. So as soon as I realized that that was happening, I moved the router a little further away and then it started working again. Okay, there you have it. That is my long-term review and impression of the XVive U2 guitar wireless system. This is now available worldwide. Go check them out on XViveAudio.com. Make sure to check out the video description box below to get your very own XVive U2 guitar wireless system through my Amazon affiliate links. That's it for this video. Let me know what you think about the XVive U2 guitar wireless system. If you dug the video, please give it a thumbs up like. Feel free to share it with your friends. And if you haven't yet, do subscribe. Peace, love, guitars, good heaven and stuff. I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers.